leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 6.
New tonight at 6.
We're live on Capitol Hill with Wisconsin's delegation just moments after the portrait unveiling of former U.S. House Speaker Paul Ryan.
Plus, a Greenfield teacher placed on leave.
It doesn't look good and it doesn't look proper.
The plea for transparency tonight and a letter sent to parents. And an all-out brawl at a Waukesha park leading to 9 arrests. The fight between kids and adults and the charges they could face.
First breaking news, a large police presence in Mequon. It's happening along Riverland Road and Bonnewell Road.
Newchopper 12 and Matt Salemi flying overhead right now. Let's check in with him. Matt.
Patrick and Joyce, I'm not going to zoom in too close to give away any police positions, but this is where they're staging the officers from the Sheriff's Department in Ozaukee County as well as the Mequon Police Department. And they have a couple of ambulances on scene. There's an armed standoff with a person in one of the houses here at the end. Bonnewell kind of dead ends right at the Milwaukee River. And that house right there in the center of the frame is where they are set up at this point. So I'm going to stay wide here. We don't want to give away any police positions. But this is apparently an armed standoff after a weapon was discharged. And they are on the scene trying to talk to the person inside of that home. At this point, there's more questions than answers on the details, but Bonnewell is a dead-end street, and it's closed off at Riverland there, so just avoid the area until they get this situation under control.
Matt Salemi in Newchopper 12. Matt, thank you.
Now let's bring in Cyria Sandlin, who is live on the ground. Cyria.
Joyce, want to give you a different perspective from Matt, who we can hear flying above us. So we right now are about less than half a mile away from this incident. You can see, if you look behind me, they've got us pushed all the way back here. You can see that ambulance now actually starting to move, but several police vehicles still on the scene. We've seen Mequon Police and the Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office. We do not know exactly what is.
The caller died there, states he was mowing his lawn, and a neighbor discharged a firearm at him. The neighbor has since returned back to his residence. I advised the caller to enter his residence and lock the doors.
So we had some issues there with Cyria's audio, and you heard that sound clip from what's called broadcastify, which is when law enforcement agencies speak to one another. You heard the report that someone had called in saying that a neighbor threatened another with a gun. We will continue to stay on the story and bring you more information as we get it. Now, this 12 News exclusive tonight, a Wisconsin political giant honored in Washington, D.C. Paul Ryan's portrait unveiled in the U.S. Capitol this afternoon.
12 News political director Matt Smith is live in D.C. tonight. Matt, an entire delegation from Wisconsin is out there.
Patrick, an incredibly busy day here on Capitol Hill coming to a close. Just a small fraction of that, this portrait unveiling. Significant, though, for Wisconsin and for the nation. Some 200 plus people inside the U.S. Capitol this afternoon. That portrait unveiled alongside current House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
My first campaign was a family affair in every sense of the word. My brother posted yard signs, my sister-in-law managed volunteers, my mom was our scheduler, and my extended family in Janesville was essentially my campaign staff. And with 67 cousins in Janesville, that is a lot of free labor. No pundit gave me a chance. No pundit thought I had a chance of winning. But the people of southern Wisconsin, they took a risk on me, and I will forever be humbled that they did.
An exclusive look tonight at the Wisconsin delegation in attendance alongside members of current House and Senate leadership. Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin, Republican Ron Johnson sitting side by side, a bipartisan event here in the state capitol. Now looking ahead to 2024, critical questions about what Paul Ryan represents as a Republican. We've talked with numerous people at the event, including Scott Walker and Congresswoman Gwen Moore. Take a listen.
You know, there's two kinds of people in here in this town. They're not Republicans and Democrats. There's people who want to be somebody great and people who want to do something great. And Paul was always the latter. He was trying to do something great for his district, for the state, and ultimately America. And I think you saw that reflected in not just the speakers, but the wide array of members and colleagues that were there who respect him from both sides of the aisle.
He was someone that even when you didn't agree with him, you recognized that he would listen, that he wasn't just reading the Republican talking points, which drives me nuts. He's someone who's actually trying to move towards solutions.
Ryan served as House Speaker during the first 2 years of the Trump administration. He's been a vocal critic since of the former president. Coming up tonight at 10, our exclusive conversations looking ahead to 2024, including with former U.S. House Speaker Newt Gingrich. For now, reporting live outside the state capitol, the U.S. Capitol, that is, I'm Matt Smith, WISN 12 News.
He served from 2015 to 2019. Matt Smith in Washington, D.C. Matt, thank you. Right now, you can view the entire unveiling of the portrait and Paul Ryan speech on the 12 News Facebook page.
New tonight, Greenfield High School placed a teacher on leave for what administrators are calling a potentially inappropriate relationship with a student. 12 News' Syria Sandlin spoke with one furious parent who is demanding answers and transparency from the school.
Parents received this letter from Greenfield High School Wednesday, alerting them of a potentially inappropriate relationship between a teacher and student. Adding, district administrators are fully cooperating with local law enforcement and our school resource officer as they conduct the investigation. One parent we spoke with says a video of the two walking together has gone viral. 12 News is not showing the video.
My child played the video for me, and it's on Snapchat, and it circulated, my understanding, very, very quickly. It doesn't pass the sniff test, if I'm being honest, and it doesn't look good, and it doesn't look proper.
This parent not wanting to go on camera, but has a lot of questions and few answers from the school district.
We don't know anything yet. The school hasn't said anything besides that the teacher is on administrative leave.
We went to the superintendent's office today. Someone in the office told us the superintendent is not here. We asked questions. They would not answer them, but did confirm a teacher is on administrative leave due to a potentially inappropriate relationship with a student.
And you said at this time you will not be issuing any comment?
That's correct.
Okay, but you do confirm that there is a teacher under investigation for an alleged inappropriate relationship with a student?
That was published.
While the district investigates, this parent says her children are devastated.
They were both extremely upset. They've both said that he's their favorite teacher.
And she wants accountability. What do you hope to see happen next?
Well, I'd like transparency from the school.
In the letter to parents, the district says the investigation is ongoing and a team of counselors is available to any member of the school community. In Greenfield, Syria Sandlin, WISN 12 News.
We're not naming the teacher because there are no formal charges at this time. We reached out to the Greenfield Police Department about the investigation. We are still waiting to hear back from the detective in charge.
New at 6, a park melee in Waukesha leads to 9 arrests. Police say it started Tuesday night at Waukesha Springs Park near Hartwell and Linden. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live there tonight. Hannah, this involved both adults and children?
It did, Patrick. So Waukesha police say 6 children were here at this park when a fight started. It ended up spilling a couple blocks north from where we are right now. Another fight broke out while police were on scene. What's typically described as a peaceful and playful park.
There's a lot of kids in and out.
Became the site of a brawl Tuesday night. Police say a fight among 6 children at Waukesha Springs Park involved rocks, sticks, a taser, and theft.
A female, approximately 14 or 15 years old, said that she was fighting some other females, and during the fight they stole her cell phone, but the females complained of head injury and were led to an ambulance to come check her out.
Police say first responders found the alleged victims a quarter-mile up the road near Main and Hartwell, and while tending to someone in the back of an ambulance,
2 more 1039 to our location to get the other group back to break it out again.
Another battle broke out, and police say this time adults were fighting with the teens.
It's kind of sad that something like that can escalate. And I don't know, I sometimes think it's signs of our times, that such, just such recklessness in how people can't hold their composure.
Police say the 2 fights in 2 locations led to 9 arrests.
Well, Hannah, did police say what charges the 9 people will likely face?
So Waukesha police say they arrested 3 adults for child abuse. 5 others were arrested for disorderly conduct, and then the 9th person arrested for disorderly conduct and battery.
Hannah Hilliard reporting live in Waukesha tonight.
Taking a look at weather now, May 17th, and our high temperature barely made it to 50.
But warmer air is coming, Mark.
It is coming. Just not right now. Temperatures are chilly. We're 48 degrees. Looking behind me, that hazy sky. We'll have more on all that smoke that's hanging around. So it's 48. That's it. It'd be nice if it would be warmer than that. And it's going to be not for tonight, though. Temperatures will fall down into the mid 40s overnight, even some low 40s out there. More sunshine in the forecast, but there's also another cold front on the way. We'll let you know how that's going to impact our weather coming up in Weather Watch 12.
Right now, let's take a live look at the state capitol where lawmakers are debating the shared revenue bill. A compromise announced late today boosts the proposed increase to shared revenue payments to 15% from the earlier 10%. 12 News' Nick Bohr reports from the Capitol.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos saying here this afternoon they're done negotiating on this plan that would allow Milwaukee to create its own sales tax of 2% in Milwaukee County, 0.375%, taxes that would support the overwhelming burden of pension obligations for their retirees. Despite concerns from Milwaukee leaders, Vos is refusing to drop a requirement that there be a full referendum vote before those taxes could go into effect. The plan also has a number of strings attached, including a requirement that Milwaukee police officers return to Milwaukee public schools and stipulations that the additional revenue must be used for public safety. Lawmakers on both sides say all communities would benefit from more shared revenue money, but some say the state should let local communities decide how it's spent.
We are done negotiating. We are not going to take changes. We are not going to change the bill substantially. What we have before us is the deal that we are going to send to our colleagues in the state Senate, and hopefully Governor Evers agrees that this historic investment is worth signing.
The city needs more of its own shared revenue returned to it. This is not a handout. This is not assistance. This is not help. This is the state choking out Milwaukee a little bit less than what they do right now.
Well, the governor had earlier said that he would veto this bill if changes weren't made. The Assembly is reconvening, planning for a vote tonight. At the state capitol, Nick Bohr, WISN 12 News.
12 News reached out to the governor's office for comment. Just moments ago, a spokesperson emailed a statement reading in part, quote, the governor hasn't signed off on any amendment, but he looks forward to continuing negotiations with Republican leaders in the weeks ahead.
Still to come, a once-in-a-lifetime interaction with superstar Lizzo. Coming up, the local artist spotlighted by the pop singer mid-concert. And a live look from Mequon right now, a massive police presence near Bonnewell Road. Coming up, another exclusive look from above the scene from Newchopper 12.
And I am pretty excited about our forecast, how many nice days you can expect next.
A Packers star with a big surprise for kids all over Wisconsin. Tonight at 10, the donation helping them get the summer off on the right foot.
That's tonight at 10 after the game show right here on WISN 12.